Kia ora. My name is Dave Moskowitz. I'm the chair of the Global Entrepreneurship Network in New Zealand. It's a very exciting week for us because only last week we became a formal organization here in New Zealand. I want to congratulate everyone on a successful Global Entrepreneurship Week and wish you all well in your endeavors. But today, I'd like to talk about the New Zealand government's response to COVID and how that impacts and should inspire entrepreneurs. When COVID struck, the New Zealand government was faced with a terrible dilemma. How do we get rid of this disease? But they did three things and did them really well, which should be inspirational to entrepreneurs. And that was to be kind, to be bold, and to be scientific. Let's just go through this. Be kind was really the primary focus of the New Zealand government, and it was permeated all of their communications and all their instructions to the public. We're only as safe as each other. And this was a key message that the government made, and that helped all of us look after each other. Kindness, it sounds really twee, but kindness is really important for entrepreneurs in the future. It is really important that we look after each other, look after our customers, look after our stakeholders, and look after our planet. And these things will become increasingly important as time progresses. The second item was to be bold. The New Zealand government went hard and went early in getting rid of COVID and sought to eliminate the disease from New Zealand. When they said they were going to try to eliminate the disease, a number of us thought, yeah, right, how's that going to work out? But in fact, they did it because they had the aspiration. They had the audacity to pick such a big goal and to go really hard for it. Now, this should be inspirational to entrepreneurs as well. Any goal that is worth achieving, be bold about it. Be audacious. Do whatever you can to achieve it and make sure that the goal is big enough that it's really going to make a difference in the world. The third thing the New Zealand government did was to be scientific. They paid attention to the science as it was developing, as best practice in fighting the disease was developing, and relentlessly paid attention to all of the statistics, followed the advice of all of the public health officials, and we were able to get rid of the disease in really a few short weeks. So, to entrepreneurs, you should be inspired by this because you too can be scientific about the way you build your businesses and the way you approach your relationships. Always seek data, run experiments, see what you can learn from every situation, good or bad, and incorporate that into the way you do business and the way you are able to affect the change that you want to make in the world. So, here in New Zealand, we're not wearing masks. We're going to hold the same kind of events that everyone holds around the world for Global Entrepreneurship Week. We'll be doing it in person and hugging each other and shaking hands and discussing entrepreneurship relationships, how we work with government, and all the usual things. We recently wrote a manifesto, the New Zealand Entrepreneurship Manifesto, which we released to government and the public, and we've had really good feedback on that. And I would encourage you to Google it and give us your feedback on that as well. So finally, I would like to thank you very much for all the global support that we give to entrepreneurs, that we get from entrepreneurs, and how we can build our one big global entrepreneurial ecosystem together. Have a great Global Entrepreneurship Week. Kia ora from New Zealand.